Hi everybody, Greg here from Living Myth Magazine. I'm joined by Patrick Maliha of the People's Champ of Comedy competition?
We'll call it a competition.
I liked it that way. Alright. So for the people at home who may not be familiar with your
Which would be everyone.
That's not true.
It is.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your history in the comedy world?
My history in the comedy world. Well, it's a long and sordid past. I started off as a small Asian woman, and basically what happened was many years ago I was in university and my friends and we went to see an amateur night at a local comedy club in Ottawa, and they said, "Hey, you're funnier than this guy." And I went, "Really?" And then I tried, and here we are like 25 years later. I wish I was dead!
So, started up the People's Champ of Comedy competition.
Yes.
This is the 7th annual.
Yes.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about the competition in general, how it works?
Well, basically, the People's Champ of Comedy competition is Vancouver's largest and longest running comedy competition. This is our 7th year, and we have 60 competitors. And for the first 4 weeks, we have the semifinals. 15 competitors each week, all voted on by the audience. And then, that's you people! That's why you come in. You kids, get off the couch, get on the phone, make the call. Call your friend and say, "Hey, do you enjoy entertainment? Willikers, we've got the place for you!" Click. I don't know.
3 places, in fact.
Yes. Monday nights we're at the Sin Bin, conveniently located by the Olympic Village, otherwise known as the Olympic Ghost Town. Tuesdays we are at Kino Cafe, which is on Canby? That makes sense. And then Wednesdays we're at Displace Hashery, which is not a weed dispensary, which everybody assumes it is. They're like, "Oh, Hashery." Then they show up and they're like, "Oh, this is like a pub. Why is it called a Hashery?" And everybody goes, I don't know. We don't know why it is, but it is. And it's a lot of fun. Audience members, they vote on their favorites, and then the top 5 from each week, they advance to the semifinals. And then the semifinals, then we get to the final. The finals are going to be August 30th, the Saturday, at the Rio Theater.
So, much bigger venue.
Much bigger! The biggest of the venues.
Yes. So what inspired you to start this up?
Well, 7 years ago I was running a bunch of smaller rooms around town, as some comics and people do. And the summer is the deadest time of year for stand-up. Especially in Vancouver, well, I would say in Canada.
For most events, really.
Yeah, people are like, you know, the sun comes out and people are just like, "Who wants to be indoors?" Boo! So I needed a way to come up with somehow to keep people coming to the shows instead of canceling the shows throughout the summer. But it wasn't just for myself, it was like all venues, like even the comedy clubs, they cut back. And so I thought, well, let's do a little comedy competition, and it started off like a weekly thing, and somebody would win $100. And then we worked it, we reworked it, and I did it with a place that I was running at the time, and it kept going, and then eventually got up to $1,000. Then I talked to some of my friends, we got them involved with their venues, and then we got up to like 2,000, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and here we are. It's the 7th year, and it's now, like I said, it's Vancouver's largest and longest running comedy competition. It's a lot of fun. People enjoy it. I'm proud of the fact that past champions have gone on to do exceptionally well. So it's a lot of fun. Audiences really enjoy it. They like the variety. They like coming down to support people, and it's, you know, but it's fun. It's fun. It's interesting. It's great. Raises the awareness of comedy in the city. It brings in a lot of newer people, which is really nice. It's great in that if you're a professional comic, you get to do a bunch of venues, and, you know, hey, some people like it because you could win money, so that's always good.
Doesn't hurt.
That does not hurt. I understand everybody needs money. Money accepted wherever cash can be used.
So, what's it been like over the course of the 7 years watching this grow into what it is now?
It has been like having a cancerous growth I cannot remove. It's been fun. It's had its highs, it's had its lows. I've learned a lot. It has been amazing in that you know when people say that there's no such thing as a failure if you there's no such thing as a failure if you are able to learn from your mistakes.
Right.
And the wonderful thing is with the People's Champ is like every year, you know, you'll make some mistakes here and there, you improve, things get better, and then something comes up that you did not, you're like, in no way did we ever imagine this could possibly happen. Or something happens, like a venue will fall through at the very last minute, and so you learn to adapt and you move forward. And also it's wonderful in that you learn a lot about just the entertainment industry in general, and you learn a lot about entertainers and comedians, and it's I really, for myself, I love the production side. I love getting people in a room. I love seeing it be successful. I love people chatting about it, but at the same time I also love watching professional comics like just bring their A game and just go as hard as they can. And I love watching, like, you know, just this past week we had a girl who she had done stand-up. I asked her, how many times have you done comedy? She said, I've done it 4 times. I was like, 4 times? You're amazing for doing it 4 times. And she was like, well, I did it once before, and then I did these 3 shows, so this was my 4th. And I was stunned at how well written she was for only having done it 4 times. And it was exciting for me because I was like, my God, this girl, if she keeps doing it, and I was trying to be encouraging. I said, if you keep doing this, I'm like, you know, a year or 2 from now, you're going to be phenomenal.
And on that note, you did say, I mean, her included, there's a lot of brand new talent in this. As somebody who's, I mean, really a veteran of the comedy game, is it important for...
Thank you for reminding me that I failed miserably. Only at life, though.
But is it important to you, with that experience, to support the new people, mentor, that kind of thing?
Yes. You know what? That is one thing that I learned the hard way. I did not realize until the 4th or 5th year that when you do something like that, and you bring in new people, and you do something that continues, and you do something that, you know, whether people choose to accept it or not, is a bit of a success some way. But when you do that, it is important to guide the new people, help them along, to be a positive force, to be encouraging, and at the same time to also, when things don't work out the way they expected, to let them know it's the business. I mean, not everybody makes it, not everybody becomes a star, not everybody can handle the pressure and the stress that comes with doing stand-up comedy. It is stressful, and it is, as you go on, it is a lonely lifestyle, but at the same time, there are ways to enjoy yourself, and there are things that, whether it happened, you know, last year or 25 years ago, there are truisms that stand the test of time, I guess, due to lack of better words. Sorry, English isn't my first language.
So Mondays is the Sin Bin.
Yes.
Tuesdays Kino Cafe.
Yes.
And Wednesdays is Displays Hatchery.
You have, yes.
That was the hat trick. Would you like to tell people where you can find you online, social media?
I'd prefer not to. Thank you. That was wonderful. Such a silly hat! Well, you can find me online. Best way to find me is my Twitter. Is a great thing to go to if you enjoy old man rants and also stories about my children. I have no idea how to promote myself properly. My Twitter, @PattyFatty, PattyFatty. You can also check out People's Champ of Comedy. Check that out on Facebook, where we give our updates. Yes, the very exclusive website, Facebook. They like us so much, they leave us up there all the time. Really good! And I think that's about it. Why not Google Patrick Maliha to see where the Patrick Malihas are in your area. But you know, this competition isn't about me, even though I put my name on it right front and center.
Your face.
My face. It's not about me. It's about the little people. The people who I've stepped on to get to where I am right now.
And of course, you can...
I made so many horrible choices!
I don't know why. And of course, you can follow all of the results, news, interviews for the People's Champ of Comedy right here, livingmythmagazine.com.
What?
That is true.
I thought that this was for Blue Boy Magazine. And blue is spelled B-L-U-E. EW. That's not going to make the cut. That's not going to make the cut. We'll try this again.
Thank you very much,
Let's try
Patrick, for
this
joining
again.
us.
And thank you, Living Myth Magazine, for being our media contributor. I recommend Living Myth Magazine to all my online friends.
Talk to everybody soon. You can let go now.
No.
With that.
I'm very lonely.